In this video, we're going to share with you the untold stories of the life of Emmylou Harris, while showing you some of her rare photos. How did a college dropout become one of the most recognized women in country music? Why was she always attacked for collaborating with other artists? Lastly, was Emmylou ever able to find lasting happiness? Follow us through this video as we uncover the forbidden stories about Emmylou Harris's life and career. 14 Grammy Awards is good enough proof that an artist is the best at what they do. But Emmylou might be the most surprised that she made it this far in life, and you can't blame her. As a child, Harris was incredibly smart and talented. She was a straight-A student who was later made class valedictorian. During her time, it was expected that a woman that brilliant should go for the popular disciplines like law and medicine. But Emmylou was going to disappoint everyone and even herself. In high school, Harris fell in love with the performing arts. She played the saxophone in the school music team and was also a cheerleader. When she graduated, she got a scholarship for the School of Music, Theater and Drama at the University of North Carolina. Emmylou has always wanted to be an actress, but this strong desire took her life in the opposite direction, still leading her to become the woman we remember her as today. In college, Harris was exposed to the harsh realities of life that even scholarship couldn't save her from. She juggled performing in school plays and playing live local song gigs with her guitar, even though she was not a music student. Things grew from bad to worse, and Emmylou was forced to become a waiter if she was going to continue to survive. At the peak of her troubles, Emmylou decided to quit school. When asked the real reason why she dropped out of college, the singer revealed that she was tired of taking boring courses that were not relevant to where she intended to be in life. "I had a 4.0 average at the high school I attended for 5 years. I was tired of taking Introduction to Anthropology, Introduction to Sociology. I just wanted to get to the nitty-gritty," the singer told Tom Stedman of the News and Record. The only good turn to all of these tragedies would be that it led Harris straight to the path of destiny. After Emmylou left college, she continued playing in small folk clubs even as she continued her private training as an actress. And that was when she realized that she enjoyed singing much more than she did acting. In her words, she just didn't have the natural instincts to be an actress. But where was she to start from? She had never seen music beyond a hobby, and now she was expected to make a career out of it. Harris confessed that growing up she didn't have any country music roots. Rather, she was infatuated with 1960s folk legends like Leonard Cohen, Joan Baez, and Bob Dylan. They were her inspiration for her public performances. But her brother was different, and he was the one who initiated her into country music. Introducing her to artists like Loretta Lynn, Johnny Cash, and Buck Owens was all Emmylou to start the path of a successful career. Harris's career as a singer began in the early 70s as she started performing in many DC area music venues. And that was how she met the music duo Billy and Taffy Danoff. They agreed to mentor her and so did all they could for her breakthrough, but nothing was successful. The best they could get her was more gigs after they introduced her to club owners who needed local talents. American singer and songwriter Graham Parsons was going to be the man Emmylou had been praying for, as he was the one who introduced her to the world stage. One time when Harris was performing at a local club called Clyde's, she met a former member of the Byrds, Chris Hillman. Chris was mesmerized by her performance, and he immediately remembered that Graham had mentioned to him that he was looking for a woman for his solo record. At that moment, nobody was more qualified than Emmylou Harris, and in a year, Harris was invited to come to Los Angeles to record. Now she wouldn't just collaborate with a very successful artist, Graham also invited her to tour with his band, the Flying Burrito Brothers. I never had to struggle Emmylou on her collaboration with Graham. It was almost like we were dancing partners who were able to fall into step with each other really quickly. Graham Parsons was really special to her, and after his death, Harris produced a tribute album which was entitled Return of the Grievous Angels. It features covers from artists like Beck, The Pretenders, and Lucinda Williams. Parsons had given her wings, and now she was ready to fly, and nothing could stop her now, not even his death. "Once I started singing country music with Graham, there was no turning back for me," she recounted. Determined to continue this legacy, Harris formed her own band, and they performed weekly at the Red Fox Inn in Bethesda, Maryland. It was around this time that she met Canadian-based producer Brian Ahan. who would produce the next string of her albums. 1975 was finally the year of her breakthrough as her album Pieces of the Sky became her ticket to stardom. The production was a huge success, reaching number 7 on the American Billboard Country LP chart. That same year, Harris dropped her third studio album, Elite Hotel, and it was better than the first. Elite Hotel was her first project to top the Billboard Country chart, and it also brought her the Grammy Award for the Best Female Country Vocal Performance. She had made her mark, and Emmylou Harris was no longer stopping. Some of her top-performing tracks, which you might remember, include Beneath Still Waters, Gold Watch and Chain, C'est la Vie, Pledging My Love, and 2006, If This Is Goodbye. 5 decades and 13 Grammy Awards later, Emmylou Harris has cemented her status as a country music legend and a highly regarded figure in contemporary music. But Harris corrupted her success when she failed to manage the men in her heart and the ones in her band. This, among many other reasons, is why we don't hear so much about her in recent times. Here's another way Harris tried to sabotage all that she had built. Everyone thought Emmylou wanted to destroy her career when she started collaborating with a few odd artists, but interestingly, this was going to fuel her success even more. I think it's probably one of the strongest reasons why her fans adored her. A very interesting Emmylou music pairing that was sold as a failure at the first instance was with rock-pop sensation Roy Orbison. Their 1980 duet, That Loving You Feel Again, was surprisingly a top performer, and it won the Grammy for Best Country and Western Performance for a Duo. Emmylou decided to gamble again, but this time, even the song producers and record company thought the idea to be completely insane. Sometime in 1987, Emmylou got together with Dolly Parton and Linda Ronstadt, and they decided to collaborate on an album. Although the three women were leading their industries, nobody wanted to hear all three of them on a project. The record company didn't want it. None of the managers wanted us to do it because we were on different labels, so we'd be competing with each other, Linda Ronstadt said. But they still pushed for it, and in the summer of 1987, Trio was released. The album was a massive success, winning a Grammy, Vocal Event of the Year, and Album of the Year at the 1987 Academy of Country Music Awards. Mr. Sandman, a cover track from the album, proved to be the fans' favorite, and Harris would want to recreate it with Parton and Ronstadt for her album Evangeline, but she didn't succeed. For legal reasons, Parton and Ronstadt were not allowed to sing on the track, and Emmylou would do all three parts by herself. They would all still unite for the Trio album in 1999. Unfortunately, Emmylou was not as lucky in her love life, and the men who smuggled their way into her heart kept looking for more creative ways to tear her life apart. After 3 divorces and multiple heartbreaks, Emmylou publicly declared herself as a really good ex-wife. Harris found her first love in Tom Slocum in 1969 during her time in New York City's Greenwich Village, and they tied the knot that same year. In 1970, the couple welcomed their first daughter, Hallie, and that was when everything came crashing down. Harris loved her family, but she also wanted to be a music star, and this is rarely a good combination. The demands of her career kept her away from home for long stretches, and Tom at some point couldn't endure any further, so he filed for a divorce, which was finalized in 1971. During the early years of her career, Emmylou enjoyed taking her daughter on the road with her, but for fear that she would end up like her, she placed Hallie under the care of her grandparents in Maryland. I don't think that the road is good for kids. Once in a while it's fun like a trip to Disneyland, but not as a way of life, Emmylou said. Harris's next romance was going to be with her producer, Brian Ahan. And we all had our doubts about this ship, but the two stars pursued what their hearts desired. The couple tied the knot in 1977 at the producer's home in Halifax. 2 years later, Emmylou had her second child, Megan, and it was almost becoming a pattern now, as it wouldn't be long before the couple separated. In 1984, Emmylou filed a divorce, citing irreconcilable differences, and so that ended. It's hard to say that the couple maintained their professional relationship after their marriage ended, and Emmylou doesn't seem like one to hold on to a grudge. But maybe Brian did, especially after Harris got remarried a few months after their divorce was finalized. Emmylou's last marriage was to songwriter and record producer Paul Kennerly. This was her longest marriage, but things grew complicated after their 7th year together, and by 1993 the couple finalized their divorce. Emmylou has been very careful about keeping her private life private. Well, there have been a few leaks in the past. After her last divorce, the singer got even more careful, and it's hard to say who she has been with and who she's with now. As her love life died, it unfortunately dragged her musical career with it and left everybody wondering what really happened to Emmylou Harris, only for her to show up years later with a crime that could land her in jail. In October 2012, Emmylou was charged with a hit-and-run offense on the Los Angeles 405 freeway, and she pleaded not guilty. According to eyewitnesses, the singer crashed her rental car into another vehicle and then fled the scene. The law requires both drivers to stop if there's any vehicular damage, but Emmylou insisted that she didn't know that the two cars made contact. The court would not give her ears. She was mandated to compensate the victim with a sum of $5,000. Harris was let off the hook that easily, probably because she consented to a much lesser crime, which was the failure to provide her information at the scene of the accident. So she was not placed on probation, and the fine was her only punishment. Emmylou, at the peak of her career in the music industry, was still not satisfied. The singer still yearned for her childhood fantasies, which was a life on the screen. Harris finally got her wish to become an actress in the 1988 HBO comedy drama film Baja, Oklahoma. She had a minor role playing herself, but it was just enough experience of life on the other side for the singer. The film was not very successful, so it might not be easy to remember. A more popular appearance would be in the American 2006 television drama Big Love. It was another minor role, and she appeared in the movie as the woman singing with Aladdin Grant. All of these would strengthen her belief that she went for the right career, even though she was not very enthusiastic about it in the beginning. Age, among many other factors, has made Emmylou's voice rare in recent times, but the actress has yet to announce her retirement, so fans hope and pray that she will make a dramatic return soon. Harris in 2021 shattered their faith when she announced that she was no longer writing songs because she no longer felt the need and sense of urgency to do so. Emmylou Harris recently celebrated her 77th birthday, and the singer, quite honestly, doesn't look a day over 50. She enjoys old age as a mother and grandmother in her mansion in Los Angeles. The singer has an estimated net worth of $15 million. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out our other videos of beautiful actresses from the yesteryears on the end screen below. As always, thanks for watching.